Hi, welcome everyone to the We Skoolhouse webinar. Thank you so much for joining in today, making time for this webinar and joining in. I will start with We Skoolhouse. We Skoolhouse is an organization based out of New York, USA, and We Skoolhouse has created a detailed curriculum. This is made for children, designed for teachers, right? Designed for teachers, parents, anybody who can use this. We Skoolhouse is an online platform that provides 0 to 6-year-old curriculum, starting with day boarding as well as activity-based curriculum. There is a backstory to We Skoolhouse, how it started, and the way it started was by two mothers, and these two mothers were primarily one from Pakistan and one from India that met together in New York, and they started this as a preschool of their own. And I'll talk a little bit about their background later. Let's dive into it directly and understand what is this curriculum about, right? So three offerings which we have. One is the evidence-based program, a curated curriculum, and an interactive platform. So the evidence-based program comes from our experience in preschool. So We Skoolhouse was developed by well-established preschool chain owners from New York in USA. The curriculum which is curated is based on Reggio Emilia philosophy. I'm sure most of you would know this, but for the ones who don't know, Reggio Emilia is a philosophy which is connected to Montessori philosophy as well. Reggio is a city in Italy, as well as Montessori is a city in Italy. Both of them are originated from Italy. And the difference between both of them is very thin. And how the We Skoolhouse CEO explains that difference, I would explain you exactly the same way. In Montessori, as a teacher, as a Montessori preschool owner, you will provide a canvas to a child and you will guide them to drawing, let's say, a house or a beach or a particular scenario that you would help them to then create excellent picture of. In the Reggio Emilia philosophy, you will give them a blank canvas and you will ask them to draw whatever they want to draw. And whether it is a house, whether it's a beach, whether it is parents, is completely up to them. Whether it's their teddy bear or it's their toy, they can do that. And the teacher will help them to be good at that. So intrinsic motivation. So that is what Reggio Emilia is all about. A child's natural intrinsic motivations are focused on and hone and help them to cultivate into overall growth. We have 3 programs. One is infants, that is for 0 to 12 months old. Another is toddlers, which is 1 to 2 years. This typically covers until 3 years of curriculum. And then we have preschool curriculum, which is 3 to 6-year-old curriculum, right? That's your typical preschools in India. What are we offering? We are offering 3 programs. We have an annual curriculum. We are offering monthly, daily suggested schedules, a monthly framework of what the month would look like to you as a teacher, as an educator. The domains of development as a reference document, meaning what as a teacher you should aim to achieve in that particular month with the child. And an entire 12-month curriculum which has almost 52 weeks, all of the weeks activities given to you. Other extras are classroom setup guides, consultation with early childhood specialists, orientation with We Skoolhouse representation, webinars. All of these extras are benefits of being a member to We Skoolhouse platform. What is the pricing of this? very clearly. Earlier, prior to May, our pricing was divided into programs. So if you opted for any one of the programs, which is infant, toddlers, or what you call as preschool, you could get it at a price of 19,899 inclusive of taxes annually. If you got for three programs for 58,000. Now for May, we have a limited time offer where we are providing all three programs from 0 to 6 years of age in 19,899 rupees. This is inclusive of all taxes you will get for 52-week curriculum. Let's go over the key features of the platform. This is our homepage. As soon as you see our website, this is our homepage. And you can look at here. This is our story. These are two mothers, one Pakistani and one Indian, North Indian, Kamila Farooqi and Dipti Jain. They started their preschool journey in 2012, where they started with one preschool in Manhattan, right in Manhattan, in the First Avenue in New York. One of the most expensive locations in the world. They were extremely successful with that, and now today they own more than 5 locations in Manhattan itself. They have expanded their base. During COVID, they were unable to cater to children. Obviously, parents could not bring their child, and I think most of the preschool owners who have been a preschool owners for a while, they would understand what were the challenges during COVID. What they tried to do, because they had a 100+ staff member team, what they tried to do was provide learning materials, activities that they could send to the parents so that those parents would do those activities with the children at home. By the end of COVID, they had so much of content that they realized that this is something which is great to build a platform around. We need to spend time and invest in building this platform, because this is a curriculum which makes sense for anybody in the world to follow, right? Whether it is parents, whether it is teachers, they should be able to use it very simplified way. That was a bit of a background of. Let's get into the dashboard. You log in here. This is what you land to, right? This is your dashboard, how it looks like as soon as you log in. On the left hand side, you can see, for those who are on their mobile phones, I'm going to zoom in, guys. I hope everybody is able to see this. If you're not able to see it, please put that in the chat. I'll zoom in even further. Perfect. So on the left hand side, you can see the dashboard, obviously, which I showed you. Then you have your curriculum. Within the curriculum, you have monthly frameworks, monthly suggested schedule, and daily suggested schedule. You have observational tools available to you, observation notes and daily notes. These are typically PDF documents which, as a teacher, you can take a printout of and make notes of every child if that is what you are looking to do. These are observational notes this is a template basically given to you. Assessment report templates are also provided, based on which you can assess the children and provide that report to the parents. You also been provided by a developmental checklist, and we will cover all of what does developmental checklist look like. So I will go through each one of these tabs for you. You can access consultations as well, and these are paid consultations, but these are consultations with US-based bachelor's or master's degree holders of early childhood and childcare education, professionals who have spent, if not more, at least a decade of experience in this domain, managing children. For different challenges as a teacher, if you feel you have a problem child in the classroom, how to manage them, you can go and access that. These are paid consultation. You have to pay about 2,500 rupees for an hour of consultation in this. You have other resources also available to you: articles, video library, classroom setup guides, and I will show you all of those. You have an activity calendar and payments. Let's start with the curriculum first. Let's look at the monthly framework, guys. So the monthly framework is also divided into 3 parts. You have infants, toddlers, and preschools. I'm sure most of you here would be having kids from 2 to 6 years at least. So let's look at some elements of toddlers. Then we can also look at preschool. You have to come here as soon as you select toddlers, you have to select your age. So this is divided age specific, 12 to 18 months, 18 to 24 months, and 2 years plus. So for example, if I click on 2 years, you will have 12 months of curriculum here. Each month has its own theme, and based on that theme, activities are developed. These are themes which are, some of the themes are consistent along ages. You just get advanced activities to do with children, and some themes are new, added for as you grow in age. And if you look at 18 to 24 months, you will have 7 months of curriculum here, right? So a very age specific what you should be using with the children. Let's look at all things around. For an example, if anybody wants me to show any particular curriculum age group, please mention that in the chat. I'll be happy to show that too. You will also get time to ask questions after about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm done with this demo session. We will also have a Q&A session. We can discuss that. Any questions you have at that time, you can hold off till then. If you see here on the page, you will find introduction. An introduction for this month, particularly what it covers, what is the specific agenda that you, as a teacher, you're going to go with in the classroom every day this month. What are you teaching the child? It's an introduction for the teacher to understand what does this theme mean. Then you have vocabulary, where you have been clearly given what are the words that you're going to reinforce this month. I hope everybody is able to see these. Then you have materials that are required. So material requirement, none of the materials in this program are materials which are out of the box. These are all materials that are available in every preschool, every home. It is all available. These are not something which you will have to go and invest. Sorry. These are some of the books that are recommended. Not necessarily you need to go through them as a teacher. These are books for teachers to go through if you want to dive deep into the theme that has been selected and what the children are going to learn from this. As a teacher, if you want to deep dive, you can purchase this. You will find them on Amazon, Kindle, everywhere. And you hardly need to pay about 250-300 rupees for each one of these books. They're not very expensive. You can find them on Kindle and Amazon very easily. If you want hard copies, if you want soft copies, both of them. These are the songs that you're going to focus on this month. And you've been provided with a toddler toolkit. This toddler toolkit has some extra activities, has some features that have been given as a teacher you should be aware of. This is a demo login, which is why maybe it's showing some challenges, but these are the 5 domains of development that our program focuses on. So every lesson, every theme, every month.
The recording has stopped.
One is approaches to learning, how children learn, initiative, curiosity, persistence, problem solving, and attentiveness. Social emotional, self-regulation, self-awareness, social awareness, relationship skills. Cognitive, language and communication, and finally physical. And these are some of the key targets, or you can say key factors that as a teacher you're going to focus on. to develop in the children in this month. Let's move on to monthly suggested schedule. And let's look at a preschool curriculum. Let me pick 3 years of age to begin with. And let's choose bubbles. So as soon as you land here, you will see that this is month 5 of 3-year-old. The previous month ended on Wednesday, which is why this is starting from Thursday. So week 1, so there are 5 weeks here given. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. Right? And the curriculum given is comprehensive, all day, full day curriculum. You need to understand as a offering, we offer day boarding curriculum, which is typical of any international curriculum, which covers about 6 to 8 hours of curriculum itself. And this curriculum is comprehensive, right? So within the day, in the day boarding, you will have the kids to come in, do an open play session. Then they would go through hand washing and having breakfast. Then you would do a particular activity with them, which focuses on the topic and the current what you are going to cover. So this is how that activity looks like. This is We Skoolhouse investigations, and this investigation create your own bubble bond. The materials are given, the directions are given, the learning objectives are given. Very clear. Then you have an outdoor exploration, then you have hand washing and lunch, nap time, sweet dreams, afternoon play, hand washing snack, and then finally you have an afternoon steam session. So this is another activity which you do. You also have yoga here. You have outdoor exploration and wind down and from the day and play. So you will be able to find activities given to you for the entire day here. Similarly, for the next week as well, you will find this here. So let's look at an afternoon STEAM program. What does that cover? This is STEAM for the month. Really? And what does this look like? You have 4 different activities provided to you for this particular month that you can choose and do whenever as a teacher you want to do. The first activity is color changing flowers. These are the materials that are required, directions, and the learning objectives. Similarly, second, engineering activity, building the natural materials. Materials that are required, directions, and learning objectives. Art investigation, nature collage, materials required, directions provided, and learning objectives given. And for mathematics, weight and density, materials required, directions provided, and learning objectives. These are simple, easy to understand. Anybody who can read English can use this. Remember, this initially was developed for parents to use at home, the same activities which they did in preschools, in their own preschools. The other day you will have music and movement. This is a kit given for the month where you will typically have 2 to 3 activities. This one, there are 2 activities. One is exploring the instruments, material, direction, learning objectives all given. These are all other learning objectives. And then you have bust a move and bubbles. Materials provided, directions given, and learning objectives. Similarly, if you look at morning investigations, every day you would have a different investigation, and these are bumpy road. Materials given, directions, and learning objectives. So like this, you have different activities given for every month, 52 weeks of the year, in excess of activities provided, because in India typically you run it for only about 42 weeks, just 10 months rather than all 12 months. But you have excess of activities provided to you. So as a teacher, you can make a decision, what to choose, what to pick, what not to pick. It's completely up to you. And if you're running a 3.5 hour, 4.5 hour session only in your school, and that's what you're looking for, you don't need to go through all of the other things here, like hand washing, lunch, nap time, sweet dreams. So even in these are instructions given, guidance given to teachers of how you should, what you should do, what are the menus that you can share with the parents to share for a balanced nutrition. You can share it with them. Basic guidelines provided to all teachers that what exactly they should do when a kid, let's say, comes into the classroom. What is the first thing that they should do? So the first thing that they should do for this day is creative thinking and imagination. Directions are given, learning objectives are given. As soon as the kids come in, this is the first activity you will do with those kids. Similarly, for every week, this is provided. And if you go on daily schedule, you simply have to select the day, the age, and you will have the schedule given to you. So let's say you did not get the time to look at the monthly schedule, you did not get the time to plan. So as a teacher, you can immediately pick this daily schedule up and you can start using it. I'll show you the observational notes as well as, so these are templates given to you that you can use in the classroom as a teacher, and what are the comments that need to be here are given to you. Similarly, daily notes are also provided. And assessment. So assessment is based on the developmental checklist I showed you in the beginning. So you have to select your age group and you have to focus on the development. Again, this is exact translation of what that you are looking to achieve. That is the 5 domains of development. What is the key objective for the entire year? What has the child learned in this year? These are the questions that as a teacher you will need to answer, and based on this you will give them a feedback as a to the parents. This is consultations window. Let's go look at that. So these are consultations, custom in-class setup guide, training with We Skoolhouse representative, assessment reports. All of this consultations you can book with them and you will be able to meet them face to face. And here you have classroom setup guide as well provided to you. So for example, this is a classroom setup guide. Let's look at that. So a classroom setup guide clearly given to you, what is recommended. This is for infants and toddlers. Indoor materials that for babies and toddlers, what needs to be there for preschoolers, small space, large space, what are the areas of play. These are all recommended setup guide which is given to you. Indoor materials that you can use. Learning areas in each one of them, what is it dedicated for. complete classroom setup guide is given to you. Outdoor spaces as well, a small yard as a large backyard. These are all given to you. Along with this, you have been also provided a loose parts teacher guide, suggested materials for classroom, loose parts guide, all of them are given here. Everything is mentioned for a teacher to be best what they can do in the classroom setting. Even suggested material for the classroom. Materials for 0 to 24 months. Instruments, art supplies, 2 to 5-year-olds. I have covered everything. Is anybody looking for anything specific for me to cover within the dashboard? Do you want to see anything? You can please go ahead and put that in the chat. We can move to our Q&A session now. So while we start the Q&A session, I would request Kalpana, as she has been in touch with you, others as well, Malabika from the team. Let's start with typical questions that you get asked, Kalpana, when you're talking to preschool owners. What do they ask you? What do they inquire about? What are their apprehensions? If we can start with that. And meanwhile, everybody, you can put in your questions in the chat and we can address each one of your questions right away, guys. Charges. Philomena is asking for charges. So I covered that really at the beginning. This is the revised model, pricing model here. Earlier we were charging for the infant, if you are choosing one of the 3 programs, which is infant, toddler or preschool. Earlier we were charging for one program 19,899, for 2 programs 35 and 3 programs 58. But this offer for May, we have started all 3 programs, we are bundling it together in just one license, and we are providing it for 19,899 inclusive of all taxes. This is an annual subscription login for the platform. This is per teacher price, so you would literally have to buy it for multiple teachers. At this point of time, we have kept it open, so you can use it, try it, test it in your preschools, and if you find this feasible, then you can come to us and talk to us for bulk discounts. We'll be happy to address those. I hope that answers your questions, Philomena. Yes, this is for 1 year. This is an annual subscription. It's a subscription model.
Nazia has a question. Is it a STEM or STEM activities?
It's STEAM activities, right? Science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. These are STEAM activities that are provided for all age groups for every month. So, Malavika, what typical questions do you get, when you're talking to prospects? Training will
Riya, surprisingly, Dheeraj, I haven't seen this question coming up so far. A lot of people ask how much it is aligned to NEP 2020, because that is the first thing which comes as, preschool concept, and people often ask these questions tons of time.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid question, whether it is aligned with national education policy or not. But to be very honest, guys, this is completely activity based. This is completely gamified. Kids are playing while they are learning. This is obviously aligned with NEP. It's much more than what NEP is also asking for. This is even more advanced than that. This is aligned with international curriculums. This is aligned with any international curriculum that is out there in the world today, right? I think that's the best. Training will be provided. See, I think the training really is not required, but we do have provision of self-learning webinars, which we do, and we have recorded sessions of these webinars. But that's a separate paid service which we are providing, where your teachers can go through those asynchronous videos and get trained on Reggio Emilia philosophy, on teaching in the classroom, how to handle a child in a particular age group. So this is all covered. So we are providing a We Skoolhouse certificate of learning as well, and as a trained teacher. And that is for someone who has gone through all of our asynchronous videos, as well as given a small test based on which we provide them certificate. Yeah, I will let you guys unmute yourself and you can one by one ask me question. I think Philomena has a question. I basically need for my daycare center for one teacher. So will it be applicable, or you would need multiple teachers? So you just, if you need it for one teacher, you just need to, you can purchase one license and that's it. You can use it. It should not be a problem. Anybody has any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask me now.
Yeah, can you show the screen for the schedule from morning 8 to 8, I guess? Because I just joined in between, so I'm not very sure what exactly was covered.
Sure. I'll just quickly show you that.
Yeah, sure.
What age group is your basically target audience?
So my daycare starts from 9 months to maximum 5 years.
Okay. So let's look at 12 to 18 months. I'll show you this. So we have not put a timeline on it. We have not defined the time. Okay. But this is your entire 8 hours of schedule for 52 weeks. Completely given. Right, this is for 52 weeks, 8 hours of schedule, where you are having an initial play when the kids come in, then you have breakfast, then you have activities for about 1.5 to 2 hours, then you have a sensory walk, then you have a hand washing lunch, you have nap time, you have story time, hand washing and snack, outdoor exploration, music and movement, again nap time, and finally nap. So this is how it's there, completely given to you.
Okay, and this amount which you have said, 19,000 something, that will cover all the 3 groups. I guess there are 3 groups which you said.
Correct, 3 programs, infant, toddler,
programs.
and preschool. Yeah, it covers all of them, and this is just for the month of May as of now.
Okay, but this will be applicable for the entire year, correct? The schedule you will be sending it for the entire year.
And with this complete database is available to you for a year.
Okay.
Any age group you want to pick. You have
so for example,
for a year.
Yeah, so I'll be paying 20, whatever that amount is, and you'll be giving the entire database to me for the entire year, and I can select it as per my month. So for the month, the May month, the activities will be different. June month, the activities will be different.
Yes.
Correct? Okay.
Absolutely. You got that right. Yeah.
Yeah, hi. I have a question.
Yeah, Kalpana. I think first let's address a question from the audience you got. Can you explain the approach to early literacy and numeracy skills in the curriculum? Yes, so literacy provocations, literacy-based activities are a ton of them in this. We are doing science, technology, arts, mathematics. We are also doing a lot of literacy. We are doing a lot of vocabulary. We are covering all of aspects. But you will not find, and I'll come direct to you, you will not find activities that dictate that the child needs to sit down and start writing ABCs. We will help them to learn ABCs through creative ways, through play, through activities. They will do the writing of ABCs, they will draw ABCs, they will do all of those activities. But this is not something where we get them to sit down and repeat and write words and alphabets. That's not what we do. This is for you, Zoom user. Yeah. Yes, Philomena.
Yeah, so so the activities, say for example, if I want to teach an app, A for apple, just an example. So I'll have an alphabet and I'll have a picture, something like that.
Correct. So
Correct.
yeah,
So I
absolutely.
would be able
So
to. I will.
for example, you will be asked to collect from nature, or you will have leaves, or you will have articles available to you. You'll be asked to make an A with clay, with multiple different articles. That's how you introduce in our system. And then they will be asked to draw these numbers, draw these alphabets. So we are very big on vocabulary, right? So every month, vocabulary is one of the key areas which we focus on. But it is not the traditional method, which we follow in India today. That's not the traditional method. This is aligned with international curriculum, where we are introducing it to them on daily basis through activities. Yeah, Philomena.
Yeah. So would I be able to take printouts in case of I need anything?
Absolutely.
So the activities. Okay, great. Okay.
You can take printouts. You can put it on the screen. You can put it on the projector. Smart boards, typically most of the schools have today. Yeah,
correct.
You can do that. Yes, Kalpana, please go ahead. You had a question, Kalpana?
My question is, yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, so my question is, I am running a preschool with a curriculum sync with CBSE.
Right. So this is, see, what we typically claim is that this is for any and every child to come to speed with all curriculums. This is not specially designed for only for IB board or ICSC board or a particular IGSC board. This aligns with all international curriculums everywhere. But if you're asking for whether this is aligned with CBSE directly, no, not really. It's not aligned with CBSE directly. It is not meant to be taught to somebody who is willing to only focus on CBSE board. That's not how our approach is. Our approach is holistic. Our approach is activity based. Our approach is on those 5 key domains of development, and very open-ended kind of approach which we have. So if you're asking for, if by CBSE you mean, do we get the kids to sit down and start writing? No, that's not what we do. That would typically be done in a local curriculum fashion. That's not something which we do. Yes, Philomena, please go ahead.
So I have around 20 kids in different age group. Okay, so I have a main teacher and I have sub teachers also who handles group wise learning. So if I take for one teacher, will it be convenient for all of them? How will it work?
See, this is meant to be per teacher actually, right? But you can start with one, see how you can implement it within your preschool, how you can use it as all teachers. If you like it, then if you are looking for 2 or 3 licenses, you can stay in touch with us. We will help you with those too.
Okay.
Anybody else has any other questions, please go ahead. You can unmute yourself and ask those questions.
Yeah, I would like to know, is that training is available?
I already addressed that, Shashank. So the training, we have an asynchronous collection of videos available on our subscription plan. And those asynchronous videos, you can go and see as a teacher. You can run it through them. You can learn from them. And based on how much you have completed, you will also be provided a certificate of training. So we have, and we also do every month, we do webinars. Those are live webinars directly from New York. As a teacher, you can join in, you get certificate of participation as well. So we are continuously training everybody who is associated with us on various different topics. Any requests? Yeah, Philomena, we can send you samples. If you have not already received it from the team, you will definitely get those. You can get we are providing entire month's curriculum for free as sample at this point in time. You can just drop in your number to Malobika or Kalpana or Shashank or Ayan or me, and we will get, somebody from our team will get in touch with you. No more questions, guys. Anybody has any questions? Kalpana, do you have any question that you think would help answer doubts of our audience?
Yes. So I just wanted to know how many people can log in at a time?
So this is for, as I said, this is for single teacher usage. This will be in the future device specific. At this point of time, it is quite open. So you're typically looking to log in only one teacher at one time.
So as you mentioned that the curriculum have 6 to 8 hours of curriculum per day. So what about a preschool? So let's say if a preschool wants to use the curriculum, so how they will use?
Very valid question, Shashank. And the thing is, within the curriculum itself, I showed you, this is entire 8 hours of curriculum. When a kid is there in the day boarding session, you are typically looking at lunch, breakfast, nap time, rest time, open play time. If you exclude all of those, then your typical activity duration is about 4.5 hours, 5 hours, or maximum 6 hours as you get older. Those activities are already provided within the 8-hour session. So as a teacher, you can pick up those activities and do those activities rather than following the entire day boarding curriculum. You can pick up those activities and do that for the day.
What are the challenges faced by teachers to communicate this curriculum to parents, because this is totally new curriculum for Indian parents?
Right. So when we talk about this, so this is entirely new curriculum for Indian parents. That's absolutely right. But it is very similar to what any other curriculum is. This is comprehensive. It is holistic. It covers all aspects of learning. The 5 domains are the key domains that any curriculum should cover. That is covered. From an Indian parent perspective, if the parents is looking for rote learning or getting the child to sit down and write things, this is not that curriculum then. If that is the kind of parents that you are targeting, this is for preschools that have more progressive parents. This is for more kind of a preschool which is looking for upgrading their existing curriculum. This is for preschools who want to also offer something apart from, as an exclusive offering of international curriculum. These are for aspirational international curriculum preschool owners. Right? Somebody who is a preschool owner, very successful with their preschool already, but they are looking at IB level or IGSC level preschool kind of setting. This is the lowest cost entry for that. You can start with this and then grow beyond that once you see the demand for international curriculum in your area.
So one more question I have. So is that we are providing any kind of a certification to the teachers or the school or to the students?
Yeah, I think very right. Nazia also asked this, right? So let me quickly show you how does we provide affiliation certificate to the preschool from a marketing perspective. If you guys can see my screen, these are some of the schools which we have already provided the certification for this week. Bangalore, Hyderabad, UP, Kolkata. These are preschools. This is the kind of certification we provide to the school, and where your school name is given, you can get this printed in a large format and put it on your preschool's reception. This will help you to gain that international affiliation tag as well. So from a marketing perspective, you will be able to use this, that you use We Skoolhouse curriculum, which is based out of New York, USA. Nazia, I hope that answers your question.
Yes, definitely, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Purnima, we can share the recording of the webinar with you. You have messaged me how it will help for preschools. This is a curriculum platform, Purnima, that has a scheduled plan for 5 days a week for 52 weeks of the year. It has a lot of different features. We will share the recording with you. One of the team members will be able to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Kalpana, you're asking what is support provided by the school? Which school?
Yeah, in terms of if the teacher gets stuck, or if we have to know something about the curriculum, what is the support provided?
Oh, you can get in touch with us anytime. We are India based. At the same time, you can also set up consultation sessions with an expert based out of New York. You can write to us via email. There are multiple different ways. We are connected with each one of the partners. We will provide guidance support wherever it is required. If you need us to do demo sessions or training sessions of how the teacher should use the platform, we can do that too. No problem with that. I think all the questions are over. Is there any other questions, guys?
I think I'll add one last question. I'm not sure, nobody has asked so far. Books. What kind of books and materials that is kind of aligned with this? Can we purchase any books which is available online to kind of cross-refer to the existing program?
Absolutely. So in our curriculum section, monthly section, you have also a book section given in it, as I showed earlier in the webinar, where we have given recommended books. These books, but are for teachers to refer and understand what is the theme all about, right? What they can do more with the child, how the child can understand, develop in the key domains of development. But if you're asking for books for the children, no, there are no books that are required using this curriculum for the child. They will definitely do all of the activities by their hands in the classroom. You definitely require paper, you definitely require pen, painting material, all of those, but no specific books that are required.
Thank you, Dheeraj.
I guess that's about it. Anybody has any questions? Please, this is last call. We have last 5 minutes. If anybody has any doubts, any questions, please go ahead and shoot. Yes, so I think this is covered, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. We'll be ending the session, but rest assured, our team will be in touch with you. We will speak to you once again, and we'll see you as a part of the We Skoolhouse India team in the next couple of days. Look forward to working with you guys. Thank you so much for joining in and sparing time for us. Appreciate it. We will see you in the next session next month. Have a great day, guys. Take care.
Thank you.